What's good, listeners? Our guest on Strike a Chord, our Variety Magazine's top 10 Brits to watch from Scotland, is dancing on tables live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show. So how's it going, Robbie?
It's going well. It's going well. How are you guys?
Hey,
Good.
we're doing so great, my man.
Hello.
We always love having these across the pond conversations. And let's get right on into it, man, because congrats on the release of Dancing on Tables' debut LP, Color in the Gray. And it's my understanding that this new body of work has been a long time coming, from working with the producer in Nashville to signing with Green Day's longtime manager, Pat Magnarella. So how did this go down?
So we basically, like 2 years ago, we were ready to release our own like EP, just self-release it. We'd been working with the producer out in Nashville for maybe about a year at this point. And we were about to put out one of the tracks called Letters. We're literally about to announce it the next week. And we just got an email from Pat Magnarella, and you get random emails all the time. So just search.
Did you know who Pat Magnarella was when you first got the email?
I didn't, but I quickly did when I Googled his name, and I was like, damn, right.
So what was your first reaction when you see something like that? Because I know if I was, a musician today, and then I out of the blue was like, holy shit, like this was the former longtime partner, manager for Green Day. How the hell did he find my demo and my EP? Was that something that was crossing your mind?
At first, I thought it was like, oh, right, this is a scam, Some things
Yeah.
like this don't happen out of the blue, but no, it was it was quite good, because he had spoken with our producer already, so she kind of got on the phone with us. It was like, look, I've spoken with him, he's a really cool guy. And then the next day we got chatting with him, and he basically just said how he'd been in music all this time, and now he wanted to find new music, and this was his passion, and he'd been at the top level and done all this stuff, but now he actually wanted to basically develop.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie, that's so freaking badass, dude. Because
awesome.
when I think about that, I mean, it might have been a kind of a deja vu moment. Because is it true that Pat Magnarella contacted the band on the same day you got engaged to your fiance?
It was. So that was quite the memorable day.
Yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, that's got to be kind of crazy. You're probably
Awesome.
slapping yourself in the face going, what's real, my wife or this record deal?
Yeah, it was. They don't make days like that very often, I can tell you that.
Awesome.
That is so freaking insane. And I know, as a
What
kid
did you
growing
post first? What did you post first? That you were engaged or that you got a good record deal?
I did the engaged, and then I was like, we'll give it a
smart
couple
man.
of
You
days.
live with the wife. Smart man.
Happy wife, good life, baby. We
That's
learn
right.
from the best, Robbie. But as kids growing up attending Queen Anne High School, selling out shows in Scotland, touring with the Catfish and the Bottlemen on their UK arena tour, did you ever expect to be in the position that you are in today?
No, to be honest, I think because we have known each other like since school, so we've known each other for years. And when we started the band, the band's probably actually been going in some form for like maybe 8 years, because when we started, it was literally just like, oh, we'll just play covers at school gigs and at friends' parties. And then it just slowly, like, there was no actual moment when we were like, right, let's make this a proper band. It just suddenly, one day it wasn't a band, and then the next day we're playing the biggest arenas in Scotland. But how did we actually get to this?
Because I was seeing online, Robbie, that Dancing on Tables got started when you guys were 17 years old. You guys were actually forced at your school to actually form a band together, and so you kind of put it together. And then one of your guitarists were like friends with Calvin, and you guys were about to go play your second gig ever in London. And I think he was at Harry Potter World. So it kind of like linked up perfectly. So then you ended up deciding to bring him into band practice, and it just clicked right away because Calvin introduced a lick to you guys. And you're like, man, this kid's pretty badass. I might have to actually go through with this.
Yeah, he originally just came in as you say, as a guitar player. Hamish was at Harry Potter World, which isn't the most rock and roll thing, but it's a thing.
I don't know. I think Harry Potter's pretty rock and roll. I think you're kind of doubting yourself. I think there's a lot of us that would really, really love to show up into the mix. But, when I was reading about you guys and reading about the success of the band, is it true that you guys wrote over 100 songs via Zoom, during the pandemic, or was it something else?
Yeah, so basically, when we got the call about the album deal, and we're like, right, we need to write an album, and we had a bunch of stuff written already, a bunch of stuff released already, but we're like, right, we need it to be, or we wanted it to be all new songs, something brand new for somebody to come in, listen
but
to.
let me,
Robbie,
let me stop you there for a second, because, you know, I got to be real honest with you, Robbie. This is not the first time that I've heard bands on Strike a Chord keep telling Marissa and I that, you know, we are, you know, writing over 100 songs during the pandemic. Is that the honest to God truth? Just be real. Did you guys really write 100 songs, or were they like half written songs, or like, hey, this is a cool riff, maybe I'll revisit it later? Or did you literally come up with 100 songs?
They literally did. I promise you.
Wow.
So that's lyrics and music from start to finish.
Yes, some
that's
of them would
remarkable.
just be voice notes. Some would be like full band demos. You know, some of them just took half an hour. Some of them we worked on for weeks. But yeah, over 100 in total, which was a nightmare to filter down.
Yeah,
and you had time to like cultivate a romance, let alone a fiance.
I know, and then you have all the time and energy to write 100 songs.
Awesome.
I mean,
yeah,
I love it.
She knew what she was getting herself into already. So it's fine.
Cool.
I love it, Robbie. And I know your brand new LP, Color in the Gray, has caught the attention of Variety Magazine, naming the band the top 10 Brits to watch, and your music video, So What, leans on the heavy side of the band. And it's my understanding that the song almost didn't make the cut for the record, even when it was everyone's favorite, you know, it was on everybody's favorite list. So like, how does that even happen? If it's everybody's favorite jam, how do you guys just forget about it when you guys are in the recording process?
It's literally because there's like over 100 tracks. We did it, and we literally
oh, that's where the 100 songs come into apply. I got you now.
So we had it down to like 15, 16, and we're going through, and it was like a friend of ours was like, what happened to that song, So What? We're like, oh yeah. So like started playing it. We're like, right, let's start again. This is number one.
That's cool.
Well, I'm loving your friend Paul, because it is one of my favorite tracks, my man. I love it. And Robbie, the music video that will be playing on Strike a Chord is literally So What. And in the chorus, you sing, so what, I miss you just a little. You got me stuck right in the middle of wanting you back and never again. What are we now and what could have been? See how I kind of sing like you right there? I'm going to have to save it for you. You're a lot better than me. But it's kind of fascinating that you sing this in the chorus, because, you know, you recently got married, but you're also singing about a song about, you know, the realization that you would do anything to get back in an old relationship. So explain yourself, young man. Where are you going with this?
So I think, like, when we write, we kind of, you know, there's only so, you put a bit of yourself in every track, but there's only so much that you can sing about yourself.
Unless you're Taylor Swift.
Unless you're Taylor Swift, yeah.
So Robbie, you know, if you want to get all 10 tracks on the top 10, just start writing about your ex. Your wife might not necessarily approve, but the Billboard charts will approve. Damn, Marissa, I think you're onto something.
Well, my wife does actually make the music video as well, so.
So that is your wife in the music video.
It is, yeah.
Oh, well, that's a beautiful thing.
We're going to get an actress. I was like, why get somebody else when I've got all these videos already? So we used it.
I like that.
I had to explain the story and just say it wasn't about her. It's fine. We're happy. It's just the song's sad.
Well, hey, I think, you know, I think that's what makes it that much more memorable. And I love this music video. I love the song as well. Robbie, you guys got an amazing debut LP, Color in the Gray. And let's go ahead and show the CCS family what's good. This is Dancing on Tables music video, So What, live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show.
I tried it all, but nothing keeps my mind away from you. I laugh it off, meanwhile I'm stuck in a constant daze of all the time we wasted fighting. If I could take it back, then I would, for another moment of smiling. I never said I'm sorry, but I should. So what, I miss you just a little. You got me caught right in the middle of wanting you back, never again. What we are now, what could it be? So what, so it's not mine either. Don't wanna call, but I want you to be here. Don't wanna overcomplicate it, but my heart it keeps on breaking. It's impossible to shake it. Maybe it's time for me to face it. So what? I miss you just a little. You got me caught right in the middle of one year back, never again. What we are now, what could it be? So what? So what? I miss you just a little. You got me caught right in the middle of one year back, never again. What we are now, what could it be? So what? So what?
Yeah, that's what's good. That is Dancing on Tables, and we got the one and only Robbie with us right now. That is their music video, So What, and you can check it out on their debut LP, Color in the Gray, out now wherever you listen to music. And, this is Strike a Chord, where we interview bands from all across the globe. And Robbie, for Color in the Gray, did you record the majority of the new material in Nashville, or was it a mix of both?
It was a mix of both, to be honest, because we've been going over to Nashville maybe like 2 or 3 times a year for probably about 2 or 3 years, actually. And when we've been over, we've been writing, recording. But then when it came to doing the actual album, there was a couple of tracks that we'd done already. But then over in Nashville, and then for the rest of them, we just kind of locked ourselves away 10 days. Our producer actually FaceTimed in or Zoomed in every morning. I don't know, it was like 3 a.m. her time. She'd log on. I think her husband hated her by the end. She just forgot that it was so early, and it'd be like, right, try the drums like this, bam, bam, bam.
Right. So that's kind of fascinating. So you guys already written, music, and then you brought some of it to Nashville. So what are you saying? Did you guys remastered some of the old material?
A couple of the old songs. Yeah, basically we just kind of retouched the recordings and kind of based the rest of the album around what we already had and made it all kind of one big sound. But yeah, it was like 80% here in Scotland and then 20% Nashville.
Nice, because I know, Robbie, it's my understanding that before you guys linked up with Green Day's longtime manager, the band didn't have enough money to send both you and Calvin to record vocals together. I mean, how does that work? Because I know bands like my favorite entourage, Slipknot, were recently bitching about their recent release because of the pandemic, kind of similar to what you guys were going with. And I know Jim Root, the guitarist, was stressing that, it's the importance of recording an album together. So if you had the opportunity to do this again, would you make it work it out, or would you much prefer to get everybody inside the studio for the second LP?
So, but by the time the album came, Callum and I, we were together, which was good. It was right at the start when we were first going. We had to kind of pick, right, okay, it's your turn, right, it's my turn, to go over. But then it wasn't actually until January just there where we finally got to go as a full band, which was, the big cost as well. But no, we've got a good system, I think, with me and Cal kind of. Was
it worth it though? I think that's the thing I guess I'm getting across, because, a lot of times, Americans, I don't think they quite understand how much Nashville has become the mecca of the music industry. And to see that a Scotland band like yourself, Dancing on Tables, felt like it was necessary in your point in your career to make the long trek across the pond to go to Nashville. Does that speak any kind of importance of today?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously, I don't know about America, but over here, everybody thinks Nashville, thinks country, but it's just becoming the hub of everything.
It's same here in America. They go, Nashville, it's just country, right? It's like, no.
I mean, you're coming from Scotland, a population of 6 million people in your country, and then you find, and recognize the importance of Nashville not just being about country. It literally is becoming the mecca. I think that is totally fascinating. And what are some of those benefits that you received when you showed up to the States?
Well, I think it's, like, for people like us, as you say, Scotland's so small, like the UK is still so small in comparison. So there's only so much you can do. There's only so much space. There's only so many bands that are going to get to places. We're like, why wait with all these people when we can go be the only Scottish band probably in Nashville and take in all these amazing influences and meet all these amazing people. So
I like that mindset.
Yeah, we're like, why wait for it to come to us? We're going to go to it. Like,
I have a question to ask you. When you're in
yeah.
Nashville, did any people find out you're Scottish? Did anybody ever say like they're oh, I'm also part Scottish and my
Did you bring the
ancestor is
kilt?
Braveheart? My ancestor is Braveheart. Did you hear that a lot? Because I am an ancestor from Braveheart, supposedly. And I hear everybody's like, I'm Scottish and Braveheart's my ancestor. And I was like, hey, mine too.
Or everybody has an auntie or an ancestor or their cousin's dog who's lived in Scotland.
It's true.
Oh, that is so
For
funny.
such a small place as well. You just
So
get
many
it
Scottish. I'm
everywhere,
telling you, we are probably cousins, Robbie, somewhere down the
Yeah,
line.
probably. With only 6 million people in the country, we're probably cousins, Robbie. But let's switch gears because I'm aware, Robbie, you won BBC's UK quiz show, Pointless. So I need to know, how do I get back to her?
But yeah, Pointless was an amazing experience. I like the link, by the way. I like the link. Yeah, that was it's this like classic like tea time UK TV show, and I applied with a friend as a laugh one night, forgot all about it. And we were actually in the studio and I got this phone call, came back through. I was like, guys, I've been invited onto a TV show on the BBC. Nobody believed me until I posted the photo in the studio.
And you actually won. That's pretty impressive.
But see, I was trying, and you wanted that. Oh, see, I did not know that.
What type of a TV show is it, real quickly?
So basically, you have to give, instead of getting the right answer, you have to give an answer that nobody else out of 100 people that they asked guessed.
Oh my God, I'd be so good at that. I would be so good at that. No, I was on a talk show or a game show, and I was so horrible because I gave out the weirdest answers.
Yeah, we don't need to hear about your tenure and your game show debacle all over again.
I want to be on that. That talk show is for me. I love it.
Well, I was trying to make a pun and pun together because I understand that you are the wizard in the quiz game world. But, I'm trying to make a correlation because you guys do have a music video called How Do I Get Back to Her? So that is the quiz trivial question, Robbie. How do I get back to her?
That was the video for itself, when basically, as we said, when we had 100 songs, got back to them. So when we finally got the singles that we wanted on the album, it was like, right, what's going to be the intro? And the intro to How Do I Get Back to Her Feel just like hits you in the face. So we're like, right, that has to be it.
The track definitely hits you in the face, Robbie. But, I was kind of thinking about the song. I thought it was kind of a interesting choice for the intro to the album because I could be wrong. I mean, you tell me, but I kind of view you as the main vocalist in Dancing on Tables. So when you have Calvin introduce the album with him singing first, and then we eventually get a lot of you singing throughout the record, I thought that was kind of a fascinating choice. Is that on purpose, or are we going to start to see more of you guys kind of take the role of being vocalists together when it comes to more future records with Dancing on Tables?
Yeah, I think especially going into that album, we maybe weren't as sure as how we wanted to do it, and it was a lot more kind of splitting up the songs. But in this new stuff that we're doing now, basically we're just singing on top of each other all the time. I thought as an intro to the album, because the first line is, I've been trying to figure out how it all went wrong. You've been telling me to write it in a song. I thought as like musicians who just have family members who are fed up of them talking about music all the time, it was a lovely line.
No, I do too, man. It is such a catchy track. I love what you guys are doing. I feel like you guys mix up the genre a whole lot, that I think a lot of up and coming bands, they need to look at you guys, because your debut LP, Color in the Gray, is a remarkable record. And let's go ahead and show that intro track right now on Strike a Chord. This is Dancing on Tables music video, How Do I Get Back to Her, live on the Chris Collins Show, Millennial Talk Show.
I've been trying to figure out where it all went wrong. You've been telling me to write it in a song. I've seen life without you being in the picture. So please take me back, I can't come any quicker. How did we end up in this disaster? When did you take the wheel and leave me stranded? I haven't slept in weeks to sad you're missing all the ticks and all the quirks. I'd give it all, give my whole world. So how do I get back to her? The type that thinks they're always right. You told me when you got up and left my life. Now time's passed, but no matter what, I just can't move on. I'm last in a race I thought I'd already won. How did we end up in this disaster? When did you take the wheel and leave me stranded? And I'm sad you're missing all the ticks and all the quirks. I'd give it all, give my whole world. So how do I get back to her?
Yeah, that's what's good. That is Dancing on Tables music video. How do I get back to her? And Robbie, we can't thank you enough for joining Strike a Chord, where we interview amazing artists like yourself all across the globe. And for anybody who is wanting to keep in the loop with Dancing on Tables, where can we follow you on social media?
We're on just all the usual things. Just search Dancing Tables. You'll find us in everything. Instagram and Facebook, a bit more professional. TikTok's a bit sillier. So it depends what kind of content you're after.
Yeah, and go download the record now. And you wouldn't be doing it right if you weren't dancing on a table. I just recommend doing that. But hey, Robbie, you have been so amazing, my friend, and hopefully we can chat in the new year, and much success moving forward, my man.
Yes, thank you,
Thank you
Robbie.
so much. No, thank you. It's been great fun, guys. Thank you.